Australia and the United States are stepping up diplomatic pressure on the Solomon Islands over a security deal with China that could lead to Beijing establishing a military presence there. Australia's Minister for the Pacific, Zed Seselja, travelled to the South Pacific island nation, urging him not to sign the pact. Joining me live is Solomon Islands Opposition Policy Advisor, Joel Fangalasuu. Joel, thanks so much for your time. What is the opposition's position on this?
Laura, thanks for having me. The opposition's stance to this is clear. We do not believe that China should be allowed to build a military base here in the Solomons. And this is really due to two reasons. Firstly, Solomon Islands do not have any external enemies. This alone should be reason enough for China not to be allowed to build a military base here. Military base will do nothing to enhance our national security. In fact, it might even do the opposite. Firstly, internationally, it would attract geopolitical interests and competition that we do not want to be a part of. But also domestically, where China is still considered an unsettled issue. Take Malaysia, for an example, who were against the diplomatic switch from Taiwan to China. The whole secrecy behind this deal might result in Malaysia receiving this military base as a direct target to them in their stance against China.
So who's driving this? Is it all from the Prime Minister? Is it a top-down approach? And do you think it will go ahead?
Well, we do think it is being driven by the Prime Minister, considering all the issues that are associated with this military deal and the reasons why it should not happen in light of national interest. We do think that it is an issue that is being driven by the PM, yes.
And what motivates him?
Well, we think that this deal will really cement his grip on the political power that he has, especially in light of the actual internal drivers of security that Solomon Islands is faced with. We do not have any external issues, which means that the problems that we face internally will, how do I say this?
Will put you in the crosshairs, are you saying?
Yes.
Yeah, so it puts you in the crosshairs if there was to be any escalation of conflict between Australia and China. But even if that doesn't happen, are you starting to see the diplomatic pressure from Australia? We know Zed Seselja was there last week. Do you think he was at all convincing?
Well, it's hard to comment on since we were not there in the actual conversation that took place. But on the flip side, it's also hard to say that there's anything that would convince government on deciding against this deal at the moment.
So what's the next steps, Joel? When's your election? What would the opposition do if it was elected?
Well, the leader of opposition had an interview last week, and our position is clear. We would not support this deal. We would kick China out. That would be our position.
Is there money that's motivating the Prime Minister as well? Money and investment from China, do you think?
Well, it's we can only speak from what the facts are outside and available to the public, and it's clear that it's been widely published that China has supported the elections for the PM, and it's also clear that China has also supported several actions taken by government to destabilize the government in Malaita. So it wouldn't be hard to make a guess that there is also money being involved somewhere here.
Joel, fascinating to talk to you this morning. Unfortunately, we are well out of time, but we're going to keep in touch and talk again. We really appreciate you speaking to us.
Thank you.